Okay.
Hey, a little slow. What's going on?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, John. Happy Friday,
I'm quite optimistic about today.
Well, you're
I
optimistic.
believe in you, Burke.
Mine ends. Just
So we have a countdown. We have a countdown on this. We've been working on this site for a year almost, and we have this internal policy thing where we've got to we're losing access to things like Cosmos DB for ways we've been using it, right? With connection strings, everything's got to be intra. There's some things we're just blocked on, and so we have to get our database migrated. We have to go live.
Yeah, we do. Our hand is forced.
And last week we built a migration mini site. You built it. I watched and cheered you on. It is a Node. It is a I don't know, Node Express, whatever mini site that can connect. We just rolled our own because we were unable to use any of the hosted solutions to connect to Twitter and
So we built our own. Yeah.
Okay, you built that in an hour, and then I'm like, how come nobody is selling this as a service? So I actually have secured some funding
for us to build our own.
Yeah. Yes.
Sheesh.
Yep. And the reason is because you're going to use the funding money. You're going to parlay it because you're going to buy the Vision Pro that you were planning to. Was it Vision Pro that you were going to get, the Apple Vision Pro, and you're like, these are going to be a collector's item?
Yes, I was going to do that, but then I didn't do it. So,
and now I hear people saying Apple is just forgetting. They're quietly forget we talked about that. It's all Apple intelligence now.
I know.
So we haven't given up on. We're hacking and slashing our way through a migration mini site that's kind of. We just need it to be a thing, and we don't really care about it. I mean, we need it to be
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So we are let me just share my screen and then we'll get into it. But we're back to. The thing that sucks about this is that we picked this up on Fridays, and I'm like, what were we doing before? Where were we when we left off?
Yeah.
Not that.
Your screen is shared.
Now,
oh my goodness! Look at that wide screen.
Is it too wide?
I
can do.
It's letterboxed.
Letterboxed? Yeah, I can fix that. Man.
That's impressive. There's what is it? There are some apps that basically will take a region of your screen and make that a virtual desktop.
Yes.
Which are pretty neat.
Like Open OBS or whatever.
I mean, there's OBS, but there's also there's some other lighter weight sort of things that do.
All right, we're back to the unable to find request token in session, which I feel like we resolved this.
Okay. Yeah, we did. I mean, we at the end of the last one, so unable to find token in session. The problem was, what was the problem? Well, one thing was we needed to debug, and debugging really helped.
Yes, we did debug. So this is the login.
So I still see, I don't know if your desktop's frozen or something. I see system displays.
You do?
Yeah.
Because I shared the wrong screen.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
This is interesting. I don't know offhand. It's solution to Marcus's problem. Okay.
I constantly get squigglies and IntelliSense gives me the wrong suggestions. In VS Code, or I'm saying regular Studio.
I think this is regular Studio.
They're saying Visual Studio.
Yeah. Regular Studio. So I'm not sure. I would, you know what I recommend for all these things is report a problem through the Visual Studio like menu thing, and then that'll put in, that gives them all the like repro information. It can copy a screenshot if you give it permission to, and all that. That's the best way to troubleshoot it. If you want, then Marcus, my email is john.galloway@microsoft.com, and pick me and I'll help get that going. All right, let's do this.
So here in the callback, we're back to, so I'm getting this weird error in regular. So let me bring this over. So when I try to log into Twitter now, even if it's from the URL list,
there's no request token.
It's the existing site. If I try to log in, I get this error. And no matter what I do, I can't get rid of it.
Does it also happen if you go through an in private browser or something?
No, if I go through in private, it works.
Okay. Have we cleared?
You can revoke access. You know what? Let's just go to apps and sessions and revoke the token. That would probably do it. Connected apps. Which one? Which one of these is it? Revoke. Revoke them all, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this again. In this case, then let's try going to localhost 3000, and then there's no page there, but don't you worry, it's here. And then it should send us through. You're about to authorize your first app. Sweet. Okay. A little too excited about the authorization. Okay, so it is unable to refine request token in session. Why? We fixed this. Why?
Okay, so last time I believe we were guessing for a while, and then we actually debugged it, and that helped. Because it was something to do with like the name was spelled wrong, or
oh, I remember, John. I remember.
Oh, localhost.
Remember this? It's like this has to be like this or something. Huh. So auth.
You changed the URLs also to simplify them. You're like, we don't need all this auth login business. Like you shortened. So that's another thing to verify is whatever the endpoints are.
Sorry, hold on.
No, sure, I agree.
What? 1 minute, John. I'm going to put dogs up. Entertain.
Right. Who let the dogs out? Okay. So yeah. So Marcus, like definitely, there is stuff going on with Blazor tooling in Visual Studio. Definitely, like ping me with a bug because that's the best way I can get stuff. Sometimes it's something where it'll be like, oh, this is a simple workaround or something like that. If not, then for every bug anyone hits, there's other people hitting it that don't report it. So So if you go in, let me see if I can. Oh,
All right, so I'm back.
okay. Yeah, and Burke, also just generally, like, do you tell people to do this too in VS Code? If someone hits a problem, you go in and do report a problem through here. Like I know for VS 2022, it's like it will give us the whole like it gives us all the debugging logs. It gives the stuff that the devs need to actually fix the problem.
I'm sorry. Say that again, John.
What I tell people if they hit an error in VS 2022 is use report a problem. And I think there's a similar thing in VS Code. And what
there
that
used to
does
be,
is
I think they may have taken it out. There used to be the report an issue.
Okay.
But I don't, maybe it's
Yeah,
still there.
Because those actually give
report
the
issue.
it gives the like build numbers and stuff. Yeah. So what's nice with this is like yeah.
Feature request.
And
Make it work.
And then what I do internally is I'll go like for instance, you know there's that thing, yeah, so it can actually upload screenshots if you give it permission and stuff. There was that thing we hit a few months ago where VS 2022 was not using nesting support in CSS. I don't know if you remember that. I was trying to clean up our dark theme thing using nested CSS, and VS 2022 was like, I don't know what this is. So I actually went into our internal thing and the Visual Studio bug reports, and I found 4 different people had reported that as an issue, and I marked them all as duplicate, which bumped the original bug up to a high enough count that they're actually prioritizing it now.
Nice.
So, yeah, things like that dreams can come true.
All right, I'm looking at the login here, John, while you pontificate. So it's 127.0.0.1. So that's what it is. That's what it's the
numbers. And
yeah,
that's the thing you run into often with Node too, is a lot of time they'll use like 0000. It's like different between windows and for some reason.
What it is, it's running. What are you talking about? Shenanigans. Let's see. Did I stop?
Is it actually that entire URL? I thought we maybe changed the URL so you don't have to do auth login or something.
Oh, what is this? Are we doing what? The authorization headers? What does it say? The input authorized token can't serve the request. The wrong key is being used, or the expected payload is not built as per the protocol.
So it's actually the
Cosmos DB error. Okay, so we must be trying to do something with Cosmos DB.
So
on the redirect.
I was getting I got it set up locally, which I was proud of myself. I'd got NodeMon, all those things going.
It's right here. We're trying to do this. Okay, so this is so let me just to recap. The reason why we got this error about the session key not found is because when I started it, I went to localhost, but when the redirect happens coming back from Twitter, it gets sent to 127.0.0.1. Those are 2 different domains. And so it literally can't find the auth token that it initiated in the session. It's not there because those are not the same domain. So we just have to make it the same.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have this problem. This is a problem you could only have in development, right? You wouldn't have it in production. Okay, and then after we do that, this is what we want to see, right? And then I think, right here, we need to, just so we can get back to where we were, let's just do your Twitter username is username. And then, what happened at the end of my function? That's weird. Right? Router.get, is it like this? Oh no. Freaking Copilot messed me up. Okay, that's how it is. And now, let's log out. Auth log out. Auth log in. Ugh. Auth log in. Come on, no whammies. Okay, so we're
All
in
right.
now.
I have animated GIFs for this. This one is not great. It's supposed to be the window sweater dabbing, but it's like too fast. So it just looks like it's having a seizure. But there we go. Okay.
All right, I need to do some work over here. I need to log out of here, log out, log in as myself. Okay, and I'm logged into Twitter, which is not how I want to spend my day, but such as it is. We've talked about how much.
I had a different thought today. I'm trying to be charitable towards Elon Musk. Okay. There were people speculating that Twitter was going to like run out of money and go out of business or something. So he didn't want to buy him, but he like had to, so in a way, at least he like is keeping them funded. Maybe that's good.
Well, I think they would have stayed funded.
I don't know.
What do you think? You don't think so?
People said they had like a really big burn rate, and so he did fire a bunch of people that were essential to keeping it like not a cesspool, but they're still around.
Yes, I think.
I mean, I'm arguing out of a ridiculously defenseless position.
I know. Well, the thing is, like, if you have to make a profit on a thing, and especially bought at such the price that it was, right, which was so high, and you have to make a profit, you have to turn a profit, what will you do? Right? It makes people do desperate things, and
it's like
justify
gambling.
Right. You just get desperate, and then you just start doing all kinds of crazy stuff that you never thought that you would see on the platform. Like, who knows what it will turn into? And so I don't know.
Yeah.
If you like Twitter, I used to, and my beef with it is strictly with the login. Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Strictly this issue, and I feel like my righteous indignation is justified.
That's fair. It's documented.
But I'm still on it on occasion, and the VS Code account is there. We tweet there. There's a lot of really good tech stuff there. Like with anything, it's like it has positives and negatives. Yeah. Okay, that was trite. All right, let's move on here. So we have a login. Now we just need to get. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to return back to the user and say, "Hey, yo, like you're about to import"? So I think that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to check Cosmos DB and see if.
Yeah, we want to see, do they have anything? Do they actually have. Like, we were just valid. At some point, we're going to actually need to do a database update.
Right. So here it was. Yeah. So I am going to do. Let me pull this over here for a second. I'm gonna fix the connection string.
Okay. You're using your multi-monitor capabilities.
Oh no, I feel like I've been for a long time. I was like, no, I'm not going to do multiple monitors. I have monitor monogamy. Like I just need one monitor. But for streaming like this, you can't beat it.
I have 3 monitors, and I gotta say, I'm like totally hooked on that. And like I'll be during my normal work. I'm actually on my rightmost monitor, but during a normal work day. On this monitor, I have my like Teams and Outlook, and then I have my main work in front of me. And then over on my left monitor, I'll have like something I'm referring to, docs or whatever. And like, it's great to not be staring, like have all the stuff on one screen.
I agree.
Okay.
All right. So just assuming all this works, let's go back to our.
Of course it works.
Why wouldn't it? Our auth route here. I really don't want to see all this JavaScript. Get out of here. No one wants to see that.
It's TypeScript, Burke.
Did you see the State of JS survey just came out?
No.
Are you into that? Do you look at that?
I mean, yeah, I do like reading it. I just.
It's pretty good. You should pull it up while I do this, and then we can go through some of the items maybe, because there's some stuff in there that's pretty interesting. I thought, at least.
I remember last year a big thing was it Veet? I think last year the big deal was Veet. Everybody's like, Veet's so hot right now.
You remember correctly. That is true.
Okay.
Let's close this.
Do you want me to share my screen?
We can do that in a second. Hold on. Let me. Okay, so we got this. All right, we have to log out every time. That's kind of a pain. I should put like a button in there or something. Log out, log in. Okay, so now we're gonna go through the login process, and there's probably gonna be explosions. Yeah, there are explosions. What are the explosions? The input authorization token can't serve the request. The wrong key is being used. But why? Cosmos DB connection string. DB connection string, which is what where we are reading in the .env. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
DB connection string. That's right. DB connection string. I guess we gotta debug.
So is this in the .NET world? Like almost step one is go to debug, but I notice that's less of a common thing in the JavaScript land. Is it just because it doesn't work as well? Or?
Well, it's because like when you're doing .NET, in order to run the program, you have to start the debugger, right?
You don't have to, but it's this standard.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do that, there's a lot of overhead with the debugger. Things just run slower. And so it's just easier and faster to run without a debugger. In this case, we're going to start it here.
Okay.
And now, so we have to start that, and then we have to attach the debugger. Again, it's like, it's not the end of the world. It's just, you know what it is, Sean? It's laziness. I'm lazy. If it was wired up for me, I probably would just use it. And that's the beauty of, and I miss this, being honest. You know, I was the world's worst .NET developer when I did it. But one of the things I liked about it is that you don't futz with any of this stuff, right? It just works.
There's more, like, yeah, there's still, you had different problems, but
what
failed find token
attached to the process, man. This worked before, right? Error. Why is
service running failed to? Is it actually?
It's not actually. It isn't. Is that command wrong? Is it the other way around? Is it start nodemon in debug?
Oh yeah, you were showing me this last time.
Nodemon -- inspect. That's it.
You can click run.
Yeah, you can run it from here.
Now, okay.
That's right. Okay, that's it. That's what we wanted. So now it should attach.
So dumb question. Why do you do app.js instead of app.ts?
Because it's Node, and Node doesn't know anything about TypeScript.
Okay, got it.
Can't run TypeScript.
So Nodemon's the actual like process that's doing the
Nodemon, John. It's basically just Node, except for anytime you make a change to the application, like if we were to come up here and change this, it just restarts the whole thing.
Got it. Okay.
You don't have to constantly restart your application. You can see it down here, like killing the app and then bringing it back.
Yep.
It's kind of like the hot reload kind of thing.
Got it.
An interesting thing about Node is that Node will run literally anything you give it. It will try.
Okay.
So you can just give it a file, any file, give it a CSV file, it will try.
It's like, sure.
Yeah. I was like, why not? Go ahead. Sounds legit. All right. So let's attach the debugger, get attached. And then we will do the log out thing. In fact, I should have a tab for,
you
could persist across tabs, right? Then I could just refresh that tab. And then for the log in, There's the dance. Going back to the application, there we are. So we have our database is linky link. Container ID is link bundles. I already see the problem.
See, debugging. It works.
Good to know. That's part of the problem there. And actually, so that we don't have to keep restarting this and logging out, logging back in, let's return. Oh, what do we want to happen here, John? Like after people log in, we want to go figure out how many lists they have, right?
Yeah.
You're about
and
to
then,
get this
and give some sort of confirmation. Do you want to migrate them or some sort of thing?
Right. So.
And then when you say yes, I mean, or it could just say migrating. Okay.
The debugger is running. We shall log out. We shall log in. You know what? Never mind. I don't know what. Log in. Here we go. Come on, come on. Here we go. Okay, so database ID is linky link. Container ID is link bundles. That is all correct.
Okay.
We're going to select start from C where user ID. User ID is correct. And this is where everything goes south. What happened? What now?
A lot of stuff scrolling by.
Yeah, let's see here. That looks better, actually. I like that better. Owner resource does not exist.
Okay. So does it have to do with where, like maybe we need to validate, because there's a couple of different databases that this could
Database ID is the URL list.
Okay, I see. I'm just in the background. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You are now logged out. Good. How long will Twitter put up with this before they're like, excuse me? I don't think so. All right. Boom, boom. Come on. That looks promising. Yes. Okay, so resources, it's only going to give us the first 15. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
But you just, so you did a count.
Here.
So last time we were looking at, instead of doing a count, we were last time saying like, get the count. And we had to do count one from blah, blah, blah.
Yes, we have to get, so what we need to do is tell, like, I forget how this works, but you have to loop over here. Hold on.
Okay.
This only.
No, you don't have to loop in code. You can do a Cosmos query too.
What's that?
There's a Cosmos query where you can get a count.
Oh, that's right. How can I get a count of items? Let's see if it, okay, yeah. Value, so select value count 1. And it knows value count 1? Why 1? It's not star.
Because count has to count something. And that it's like a dumb SQL trick. You can say count 1 where it's just, so for each row in the table it finds, it counts 1.
Okay, I don't agree with that syntax. Steve, I was bragging on my friend Steve. Bring him back. Who made the Cosmos DB SDK? I disagree.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pull this in, and we'll return the count. I hate that. Do you ever do like Control C, Control V, and then you go to the other place and you Control C again, and then you just lose? Like what am I doing? Life has no meaning.
I don't know, but Marcus says they want to see us do LinkedIn integration.
LinkedIn integrations?
Sell us on it. What do you want to integrate?
Sounds really hard. to be honest.
The URL list, sharing lists. I am excited. Once we actually get this thing migrated, the new code base, I want to start like doing some PRs with new features. I think it could happen.
List.
Auth is the thing. We could probably authenticate through LinkedIn. Okay.
That's going to do it. So let's do that first. We'll do this.
So we're on Windows. Somebody's asking about clipboard history. You can do Window V to see clipboard history. I'm not sure. Were you going through your clipboard history? You have,
import undefined items. Why? Why am I going to?
I'm wondering now, that value count, I thought it was just count one.
Is it?
I don't know. This is.
Look it up. Look it up, John. You
Okay.
figured this out once before, didn't you?
Do I count items in
A function whose declared type is neither undefined, void, or any must return a value. So they promise is returning an integer.
Yeah. Select value, count.
Oh. That would help.
People are joking that I'm going to look it up for you.
I think it is value count. I trust Copilot more than I trust you, John. And that I don't say that lightly. I trust you a lot.
It's got billions of something or other.
Yeah, there's a lot of parameters. How many parameters do you have?
3 on a good day. And like I was saying, I was telling you beforehand, my kid talked me into we went and saw a rock and roll show last night. It was done. I was home before midnight, but still, that's a lot on a school night. So. Okay. It's got the count.
Okay. Now, we need to return a view here. So let's make some views. Let's get an index going here.
Okay.
Index.pug.
So you could pug what?
Yeah, we're gonna use the pug view engine.
Okay.
You
could. I was before. I was like, oh, this is going to be hard, but you could, if you wanted, use a CDN and pull in Bulma or something too.
Use the CDN for what?
Or you could just include the.
We're sending back from the server, so we got to use some kind of view engine, right? We could return a static page and just do it all with view or something.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest way to do this. I need the pug view engine, please. Install pug. Yeah. Give it to me. Just give me the freaking import npm install pug. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Set the view engine. Pug.
So why pug?
That's just the view engine that express. I mean, we could use handlebars, but pug's like built in.
Okay.
Where's passport.use, app.use? Here we go. We'll put it under the cookie parser. What else did it tell us to do? Res.render. Okay, so here, since we're doing this over in our app route, we're going to res.render in the callback. We're going to get the list count, and we're going to render the index with a count, with a username.
So now instead of res.send, you'll do res.render, and then you have to pass the something to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to render the view that we haven't created yet, but we're going to. And is this right? That's it, right? And then we just need to install pug.
Yeah. So Marcus did have a lot of interesting ideas for LinkedIn integration. I forget if I said it on the stream, but I think after we get this going, I could see, and after you're maybe less busy in the summer or whatever, but Brooke and John learn AI could be fun. We could do some pretty neat AI stuff.
Did you see? Do you know who Andre Carpathy is? Is that his first name? Andre Carpathy? I think it's Andre Carpathy. Carpathy. He worked at Tesla. He's a professor at Stanford, I think.
Wow. Okay.
He has a YouTube channel where he does these videos that are like 4 hours, and he's like, let's build GPT-2 from scratch, and he just does it, and it's the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay. I don't know how anyone can build something from scratch that's that complicated and just like do it on the fly. I can't even log into Twitter. I feel like such a subpar human being. All right. So we're returning the index. This index, did it give us some code for that? It's like, cool. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Here's our HTML. And then it's like Twitter import. And then it's like, we want to tell people like, what do we want to say? Welcome to the import lists. Welcome to the title. import account data. Import URL list from Twitter account. Okay. Golly.
I've been playing lately a bit while you're typing this, but so there's Olama and then there's LM Studio, because I think it's interesting. Like my first forays into AI stuff was, of course, hosted services, Azure AI or OpenAI and such. But it's kind of cool running stuff locally too. Okay. How come you're doing $15?
Because that's the template syntax, right? For Pug?
I guess. Don't you want the actual value?
Look. Create an HTML page that tells the user we're about to import their lists from their Twitter account to I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that was good.
Import list from Twitter. Import URL list from Twitter account is the title of the page. But then what do we want to show people? We want to tell them
the number.
Okay, so you're about to import 15 lists.
Except we don't want to do 15, right? We actually have the value.
Yeah, we want to get them all.
Yeah, that's all good. It like wrote it for you. Okay. Oh, but it's not screen name. It's
What is the Pug? It's offering me two different. They might both be valid.
Jade, that's it.
Give me an example. No, don't explain it.
Well, you weren't clear.
Variable. Okay, so it is pounds. It's that. Okay, so you're about to import list count. You're about to put from the Twitter account for username to the, because we're going to pass in an identity, a new identity provider. So like the GitHub account.
Oh, right.
For new username.
Okay.
Now we're not passing these things. We need to, and then we need like a button that's like, do it.
Yes.
Okay. So in the login, we are pulling the new username off of. So that's the new username. What did I call it? Here, what do we call it? New username, no capital N. And new identity provider. Okay, Okay, if either of these are null, we need to do some null checking here. If the new username and identity provider, that is correct, then we want to do like all of this jazz. You like jazz? And then if not, else, yeah, we have an error.
Yeah. We have an error, and we'll probably say click here to re-authenticate or go back or something.
Yeah, click here to go back. We need to. We'll create like an error view here.
Oh, good call.
What will it try to do?
Should say the message, maybe. Okay.
No, we're not using a layout though. Block content error. Should we have a layout? We probably should have a layout. Let's do a layout.
What about basic pug layout using Bulma?
Yeah, so for that. So this is kind of a thing within my chat. Simple pug layout using Bulma. Kind of something to start all over. There we go.
Okay.
And then block content, perfect, except for we want 1.0.0.
Yeah.
Block content. And then here, use the layout. Maybe it'll automatically, extends layout.
Beautiful.
Is it extends layout or uses layout? I don't know. Let's see if any of this works. And then here, block content. Then it's block content here instead. So I don't know. I've never written an actual contempt. I've never written an actual app with pug. Only demos.
Okay. You can put this on your CV now.
Extends layout. Yeah.
I'll endorse you on LinkedIn.
I was thinking, John, like the sad thing, chat, about, I mean, this job is great. I'm not complaining. But one of the sad things about it is one of the trade-offs is that you don't get to really build anything consequential.
Yes. And the other thing is,
just make
like,
demos.
Both you and me and a lot of people we work with, before we worked at Microsoft, had like jobs where we built and shipped a lot of code.
Yeah.
So it's a shift. It's like, it's awesome, but you only get to file new projects in 90% of the things you build.
But the ironic thing is, John, I feel like I'm just being transparent here, chat. Let me just connect with you for a second. I feel woefully inadequate to be even a senior dev anymore, even though I've been developing for over 20 years now, because I haven't really been in the trenches since I was 30, which would have been 16 years ago. John?
It's a struggle. I know.
Yeah.
It's hard to, and then, things change over time too. So it's like, I was really good at MVC dev on .NET framework back in the day, shipping code. Since then, I mean, modern .NET Core and Blazor and all this stuff has come out since then. And I've been in basically technical evangelist role since then, but I haven't shipped a production system, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is our hack. This is how we're actually shipping code.
This is the thing is, though, like, I used to solve real hard problems. We get, in my previous life, I did a lot of SQL, SQL Server, and a lot of it was just, we need a report, right? And so, but the problem wasn't building the report. The report was easy. The problem was getting a query that would perform in any kind of reasonable time, because the data was just massive and horribly structured.
Yeah.
Because that's how the real world is. Everything's like bubblegum and baling wire. Like 5 SQL servers, all different versions. Anyway.
I ended up in a lot of jobs where I was like the SQL person only because nobody else wanted to do it. And I ended up being like, well, you're doing a cross join, you're returning a billion rows. Of course it's taking a while, and then or hey, you need an index here, or, all that kind of stuff.
I just don't know. I don't remember all that's gone. I used to know things about, optimizing SQL queries and tricks and hacks and hard learned stuff, man.
Hey, but maybe Copilot does that for us now.
Yeah, maybe it does. All right. Yeah, on the flip side, I now know a thing or two about Copilot.
That's good.
Okay, so let's log in again. Okay, so we're getting the error page. Cool.
Yeah.
So the new username is, we'll just say it's Burke Holland at github.com, because I think we're getting the email. Doesn't matter. Identity provider is going to be GitHub's. Now what will happen?
Does it pass it through?
It's still mad. Please provide a new username and identity provider. I did. It's right there. Oh no, that's not how you do parameters.
You gotta, yeah.
That's how you do parameters. It's still mad. Okay. Okay. Fine. Where was it? Here. Boop. I mean, this is fairly convenient. Now we can just do this.
Gotta throw a shout out. We've got 42 people watching. That's exciting.
Oh, there's the problem right there.
Okay.
New username.
See?
Nailed it. We'll step through it again. Okay. Boop. Boop. Got both of those.
Well,
identity provider. Undefined. New identity provider. What did I say? Identity provider. And I misspelled provider. New identity provider. All right. We're continuing on. We're coming back. So we have this new identity provider. We're going to slap that in the cookies, only we didn't do it. Copilot should be able to anticipate. No. Res.cookie. Give me a new cookie. There we go. So we're storing those in the cookies. And then we're saying console log. We don't want to do this. Who cares about this? We're going to authenticate. On the callback, we've got the username coming from rec.user. We need to retrieve the new username and identity provider from the cookies. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And now we want to pass this in. Thank you. This is when Copilot's really nice. Is when it just starts doing this stuff for you.
Yeah. And it's not going to make typos, generally.
Not when it's doing simple things like this.
Yeah. Just mapping stuff.
Right.
Mapping.
The simple code completion works so well. So one of the things on the state.js, John, that was interesting was that something like 50% of people, JavaScript developers, report using Copilot. So which I thought was a really high number.
I'm looking at state of JavaScript and it's showing 2023.
2024. There's a 2024.
I don't see it. Maybe it's a different state of JavaScript. Stateofjs.com. I don't know. See about this.
Right?
Maybe I'm looking at a different state. Yeah, it ain't up. Maybe you're on a special list.
Oh, it's definitely up. In any event, I don't know. Maybe it's like they're like a year behind all the time. I don't know. Import block content. Wait, this is not valid? Why not? You're about to unexpected token. Why is that an unexpected token?
Highlight.
Oh. That's a very finicky error. Yeah, that error again. That's nice. Did we break? We broke. New username. So we're setting the cookies. We want to be here. We didn't make it. What happened? Please provide. Oh. No, it's giving me like the wrong there. Okay, so now there's from the cookies, the identity provider and the username. That's nice. Get the list count. Passing it all over. What could possibly go wrong? Boom. You're about to import. So the syntax is not right. Also, why is everything the same size? Oh, because BOMA. So, all right, so let's start to clean this up a little bit. In our index here, block content. How do I, in the layout, let's go to the layout. I don't remember. How do we do classes? This would be like a div. Is it div dot?
Oh, right.
And then the block content under that. I think this is the right syntax. Man, it really.
Yeah, it's like no.
It really does not like it when you hit refresh on this. That just breaks it. Oh, it's because the session. It's because it's getting restarted in the background, so the session's getting wiped out.
Oh,
this is rough. I wish there was an easier way to do this. It probably is. I don't know what it is though. Okay. Back to that. Back to this. Not quite working. I wonder why everything is empty. Container. Head. Why is this? Why is it not respecting this? Container. That's right.
yeah.
Is Max desktop? I don't even know.
Well, that's the Copilot. You're trying to do BOMA to fit.
Yeah, I just want to style this some. Okay, so what did we get? We got the Twitter account for Burke Holland, the GitHub account for Burke Holland at github.com. We did not
have the number.
The number of lists, but we got everything else.
Okay.
So that is in list count. What did we call it?
You have lists count. Should be list?
It is list count.
Okay. And it didn't show the button, did it? Which is weird.
Did not show the button. Yeah, that is a button. It's just not. It's the BOMA removes the styling on everything. See, when I do this, it's going to wreck the. This is not the best flow here.
Can you just refresh the page? Or
no,
what?
it'll just break.
Okay.
Now, why is this? Oh, I know why it looks that way, because I did this. Now it's looking better. Kind of. So then here. So we're gonna kind of have to. We're working around all the security stuff. What we really should do is hard code the Twitter username while we do this for dev. In fact, let's do that now. So how would we do that, John? If we're in dev, we're going to hard code the Twitter username. We don't actually need.
You can pull. Well, I was going to say you can pull it from your environment.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me add it to my environment variables here.
Okay.
So,
I'm looking to see if the Python pulse is on today.
and then in the auth route, auth, here, we're going to check on login and say, is the node env development? So if yes, then what we want to do is
you want to pull
the provider. What we want to do is we just want to go to the login route, go to the callback route rather. Actually,
so type a comment and make the machines read it.
Hold on real quick. So what do we want to do here? If we're in development, we don't actually want to go through. It's giving me a consumer key and secret.
That's beautiful. Hey, maybe it works.
If it's development, we don't want to go through the Twitter auth flow. We want to go straight to the import process. Okay. So I actually feel like on the callback, what the callback needs to do is there needs to be yet another and that's the import route. So and then on the import route, we're going to do
world.
Right. What do I want to do here, John? We want to redirect to the import route. And we just want to slap the Twitter username on the URL.
Have you been passing it through the cookie instead?
Well, it's on the rec.user.
Yeah, but you're setting it to the cookie.
I'm setting the old one to the cookie. So I could add it. To the
just
cookie.
Throw it all in the cookie, right?
Might as well. So what we instead then we want to do is add the username to the cookie. And then this stuff will pull out. Actually, all this we pull out. And then on the import route, we do this here. So we're pulling this stuff in. We need the import service. Yes, thank you. This needs to be an async function. And we need to get the username. Thank you. Okay. So then, if we're in a debug state, if we're in development, rather, we are going to set the username statically from env file. So we're going to say res.cookie username otherwise do the Twitter thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let me just make sure that's the right value in the env file. We'll just say, yeah, it's not. Let's Twitter username. Yeah. Okay. We'll What's wrong with this, John? Stop. We need to redirect to /import. It's fine to me. And this one needs to do the same thing. In this one, it's at and then redirect to /import. Yeah, it already knows. Let's do it.
Below you've got res.get import. That should.
Yeah, we're gonna move this over to the app file.
Yeah.
It's gonna redirect to /import, but is that gonna add it to the end of this?
The Copilot icon does look like a frog.
What?
100% agree, Janiska.
What route?
Always look like a frog to me. I'm glad you mentioned that.
So I wonder if Copilot can hypothesize here, like what route will /import redirect to in this function? Yeah, but will it be /import or will it be /Twitter callback import? It will go to import.
Because you have a slash.
An absolute path.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. And then let's add it to our app file here.
Alex is asking why TypeScript. Okay, well, a few reasons. So the show is Burke Learns Blazor. Normally we've been doing C# and all that. So that's disclaimer one. This is a quick little mini site, and Burke is fast with Express and stuff, so that's what we're doing. And then TypeScript. So we're not really taking as much advantage of TypeScript as we could. Are we?
I mean,
I don't really know. Like, I know some people that really get into TypeScript, and they use a lot of like strongly typed interfaces, and I don't know. I'm not criticizing you.
Yeah, we're not doing any of that. You know, it's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, it's a fair question, right? Like, there's really no point. It's just kind of like I just kind of default there for server-side JavaScript stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I never ever use TypeScript in the browser, ever. But I always use it when I'm doing Node.
Okay.
I guess it just feels more responsible.
I know you can I've talked to some people that have done like large projects, and they said like if I did this in straight JavaScript, I would have failed. I used TypeScript, and I was able to like, if you're passing like objects back and forth, you can set interfaces, you can do more kind of like advanced stuff. Whereas JavaScript's like whatever, a little bit. I mean, it's grown up some, but
I need to set the env var here. Which I'm going to do. Okay. Is it there now? It's there now. Okay, so now it should be reading. I mean, we've made so many changes here. What are the odds this works? It's 0. So let's start here.
Well, this seems like, okay. Question here: How can I upgrade a transient dependency in npm without upgrading the direct dependency?
Oh, okay. I don't even know what that is.
I think you could do just npm install or npm upgrade, like on the specific thing. So the transient dependency, you would say npm update or npm.
All right. So then it should add the cookie and then redirect to import, which does what?
I'm so proud I've got you debugging.
I know, right? Where's my import route? Give it to me. Okay, so now there's the username, const new username, Okay, that's right. That's right. So now it should get all of this and return the index. And it does.
Woo!
You're about or 15 lists. Okay, so we have effectively.
Why does it say 15?
Now we need to fix that. So why does it say 15? There's more than 15.
Okay, yes. So are we actually getting the count?
Are we actually getting? That's the question. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, there's only 15.
Oh, okay. So it was right. That's hilarious.
The apocalypse, the end is near.
Nice.
I made a list for this.
4 links, apparently.
I'm scared to click on it. Hold on. I can't help it. This must have happened during COVID. Salaries get chopped for many Americans who managed to keep jobs. Yeah, this is 2020. This is where I'm at.
Nice. Okay.
The price of virus lockdown, economic free fall, Boeing cutting jobs.
Wow.
What was I doing?
I don't know, but fortunately, it blew over.
Oh, none of that happened. Listen, let us take this as a reminder to get sucked in like Burke did here.
Yeah, you could update the description on this. The end scene.
I could. The end is near. Not.
I was thinking of that the other day. It's such a weird time. Like you going shopping without a mask. Like, oh no, I gotta get a mask.
But dude, they just outlawed masks in New York.
Wow. Okay. Outlawed
on the subway.
You're not allowed to wear a mask?
No, it's illegal. This is where we are.
Okay.
We're all getting whiplash. All right. Here we go. Okay, John, we're pretty close. I mean, I don't really like the way this looks. You know how I feel about this. We can add some. I don't want to get too locked up in this. So if we click import lists, then the import actually needs to happen.
Yeah.
And that we can do in the import service here, or the import route. It's actually, that's like a confirm. Import / import / confirm. And then / import. And then on the root routes for import, we can do the actual import. I don't know, that feels restful and stuff.
Sounds good.
That's not what I want, but close enough. So here we actually need to do the import. So this is where things start to get a little heavy.
Wait. Whoa. No, I wrote it for you.
I know, but we can't use that. So function to update a user's lists in Cosmos DB. So this is going to be the update import.
You can do an upsert, but you could do it as an entire query, right?
So the user ID is the string. The new user ID is a string, and the new identity provider, right?
Yeah. So before there was no identity provider, there is a new identity.
Correct.
Yeah. So not SQL Server, but we can do an upsert query, which is cool.
That is true. So we don't know what that query is yet. All right, hold on, John. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I gotta use the restroom. Talk about the state of the JS.
I'm telling you, I only see 2023. He's messing with me. How do you prevent SQL injection in a query? So normally you're going through a client, and here I would believe that the Cosmos client should handle that for us. nowadays we pass things as parameters and they're not like directly interpreted. So that's what I do. I'm going to show the thing I was starting to show earlier just because I'm going to share screen. I'll share my whole window because why not? Entire screen. Yep. Share it. Oh, look at that. I even have. Okay. I'm going to throw my screen up. There it is. So the thing I was starting to share earlier is if I go report a problem somewhere on here, send feedback, report a problem or suggest a feature. So if you, there's a question Marcus was saying earlier, they weren't getting correct syntax highlighting and stuff. You do report a problem. What's cool is that this actually is going to grab all the, okay, so it opened in another window, which is fine. It goes through authentication, but then it'll actually like grab the logs and everything, which is a big deal. Yeah, it does grab logs. So the question about SQL injection, we will ask Burke about that.
All right.
There's a question in here about, are we worried about SQL injection?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if the Cosmos client automatically like maps parameters and stuff. Because I know any framework, basically, as long as you're going through any framework, it's going to like, it composes the SQL for you.
Yeah. So with the, 1 second, let me, how can, all caps, how can I do this with the Cosmos TypeScript SDK instead of a SQL statement? I believe there's a way, items.query with a count. It does not support aggregations. What does it recommend doing? Select
just
value.
Writing the same query.
It's doing the same thing. Okay, so we have to write SQL. What about SQL injection? Use parameterized queries, which is what we're doing, right?
Are you doing user
No.
ID? No, you're not.
Query
So that,
spec
okay.
doesn't look like this.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So then it becomes this.
Interpolation.
And then what do we do? Pass the whole query spec? Yeah. Query or query spec.
Beautiful. Okay.
Who was that?
That was Fool Snabble.
Thank you. All right. What we need to do now, the first thing that we need to do here, John, is that we need to hash this value and this value. Okay. So we need a hash utility to do that. That does not exist. What do we call it on the other one? Just hasher?
Yes.
Okay, so if we look at the other code here, the other one, here's our hasher.
Yeah, be careful you don't share. There it is, hasher key and salt.
Wait, no, that's not our hasher key and salt. That comes from our, this comes from our env file, doesn't it? Yeah, right there. Okay, so what we want to do here is take this. It should look roughly the same, just the crypto library is different. It's assuming.
This is the kind of stuff that Copilot rocks at. Converting
Right.
stuff.
Like this stuff is just not even a big deal anymore. It's kind of nuts. So we need to import the crypto library. We're assuming that this is going to get us the same result.
Yes.
We actually should test it.
So the question, are we working on fixing new Azure Auth stuff? Yeah, basically, we're migrating. It's related. We're migrating to a different Cosmos DB account, and we are migrating off of Twitter. Auth. Using our hand-rolled custom solution, which I still believe we are going to Series B funding meetings this afternoon.
What should I export here? I don't want to create a new class instance. The constructor. No, I don't like this at all. I don't want this. I want okay, but make it an object, not a class. That's way more complicated than it needs to be for our purposes.
Okay.
Just give it
Is that because exporting is a pain?
Yeah, because I don't want to have to new it up somewhere. That's just
okay. Oh, right.
Static object, right? There's no point. This is where object-oriented stuff for me. It's like I'm like, why? Just in this, right? We have a hasher. The hasher is an object. It has a hash string and a verify. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anything else is overkill. You gonna export it? Copilot, hello. Wait, it's turned off. Who did that? Why should I type it when you can? Thank you. All right, so now in our import the hasher class. There we go. And then here, it would be hash string, right?
I think you wanted. Oh, you want. Yes, just
It's
the
hash username. Do we hash the identity provider as well?
I don't think we do.
Just the username.
Yeah.
Okay. Hasher.hash string, which should take in the. We need to. Okay, just a second here. So we have a couple of different. We have a couple of different cookie values that we need. Okay, so we need the. So we have the user ID, new user ID, and identity provider. So we're going to hash the new user ID. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do an upsert. All right, so let's take this out and let's take this out. Oh wait, it tried to do it.
Yeah, which is interesting. What does upsert do?
Upsert either updates or creates, which we don't want to update.
Yeah, and don't we want to bulk?
Yeah, we want to do, I think an update statement is what we want. Update all records where user ID equals user ID. See if it'll give us just a.
Okay, that's a select.
You cannot do an update. Does Cosmos DB not support update?
Let's ask it.
No.
Wow. Rough.
You have to get the item and then update one item at a time.
So you're doing it upsert. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, so item.userid is going to be hashed username, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to add the identity provider because that actually doesn't exist. Oh, it's already there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do the upsert.
Now, question. Well, do we want to upsert or? Yeah, I guess we do. So what this does is it's still going to exist side by side, meaning we're not deleting anything. If you log in, so it's non-destructive, which is good, right? So meaning if I like log in with Twitter, I'll still see my old lists, which is fine.
No, it's removing the Twitter username.
Well, it's doing an upsert, so it's a new. Oh, I guess what I'm saying is, well, let's talk it through. Do we want to remove the list from your old Twitter account, or do we just want to copy it into your new account, like basically see them as two accounts? I think there's advantages of like not removing.
So you want to create new entries?
Yeah.
Instead of deleting the old.
I mean, I want to consider that, like, because if I go through and like, I don't know, something happens, I like screwed it up, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what account I even copied it into. Did I copy it to GitHub or Gmail or you know what I mean? Or I don't know, lose. Is there any downside to doing it as a copy, an import versus a convert?
The downside is that you orphan a lot of records in the database.
Not that many, though, really. Like, we looked up, there's, I don't know.
True, it's not a ton, but you still have there's just stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there, which is, like you said, it's not a lot. It's, okay. Alternate suggestion here. We add an item to these documents that's like migrated username, which is their original user ID. Because we have to update this because this is what gets keyed on.
Yeah.
So we're basically saving it, and we know that by virtue of this field, it's a migrated account.
Yeah. And then we could, if we wanted later, do a query on what percent are migrated or I don't know, whatever.
What do you think, chat?
I'm trying to think if there's any downside. It seems good to me. I mean, you could do like a guessing attack where you're like, okay, if I have the migrated username and the person's reusing it, you could guess. But I
like John. I like your way better. The more I think about it, the more I don't want to touch the old item.
Yeah.
What does chat say? Chat, what do you say?
Chat's not saying anything.
Chat.
Fool Snabble is saying good thing Cosmos is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, for storage, it's not too much, though, right?
Oh, it's extremely reasonable, yeah, for storage. I mean, we're using the free account, so we're paying exactly $0.00.
Awesome.
You're asking for help. I don't do that. It feels difficult. I mostly work in MongoDB. There is a MongoDB API.
There is.
I don't know it, so I don't. Holland, aka Netherlands. True. Okay, in that case, then we shall.
Sure. So just for people watching, so the question is, we have old content, old lists that are stored just by Twitter username, and how do we want to? Do we want to create a copy of them with the new? So the new items are being added with hashed username and the identity provider. And I am a pack rat of all things, including data. And I'm worried about like, do we want to potentially, do we want to copy them or whatever? I kind of feel like copying is better. Yeah, look at that. Dot item. That's neat.
Yes, it's going to pull in everything. And then we're going to adjust this a little bit and say const new item. So we're going to say new item dot username, user ID equals our hashed username. Yeah, what is going on? It's all freaking out, man. Right? What's wrong? Why can't I do that? What did I say? Oh, hash username. And then we are going to, we don't need to upsert, we just need to insert.
Mhm.
Create new item. That's right. For each one, we have to do this each time.
Line 42.
Does this work?
I think so, yeah. So the select star is question. Frank saying why is select star? Because we're getting all the items from the database and then updating them. And for Cosmos, there's no update query. So that's what we need to do.
And then in our view, we just need to perform the import.
I partly like this because we can test it in a non-destructive way.
How do you add an href to a but? I mean, it's not. This needs to be like this. Just can just be an anchor.
All right.
An href to an anchor in pug button href. Okay. So we want to send this to.
Is it import?
Yes, it's just import. Well, is that a relative path though? Will that take us to? No, because we're on the root, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So after we do all this,
yeah, when it completes, when it completes, then it should go to a import complete page.
Import completed page. Yeah.
And then click here to redirect back to, or whatever.
Oh, it's dead on arrival.
It always seems to happen. We are coming up on the end-ish of our stream, 11 our Pacific time. And a thing is, the unit of work is getting completed. Okay.
Now, what's happening here? Import lists. That's not what I want. What I want to do is /auth login. Oh, I need the identity provider and username. Okay. That should redirect. Is that going to break? No.
Is it attached in the debugger?
It shouldn't be. No, it's not.
Okay. Is that showing an error because the parameters are spelled wrong, maybe?
Redirect to /import. /import/ confirm. Although still not doing it. /import/ confirm. Oh, we're doing it in multiple places. This code is a hot mess.
Okay.
Man, there we go. Okay, so now we're at the confirm page, although we didn't hit the break. Oh, because we're not. And then import service. Give me this. Are we attached? Yes, let's import. That did not go as planned.
Should we maybe? I wonder.
It's like it can't.
Are we debugging? Are we attached?
We are attached, but we're not making it out of the route. Oh.
Okay.
We're not doing anything.
Yeah.
We need to get all this stuff again. And we need to do the import server. We need to, what do we call it? Do we not export? Man, there's so much wrong with this. Get users list count, import lists. It's not being exported. This code is riddled with errors. Yo, wake up. There it is.
Okay.
It's a little slow. What are the parameters? So the user ID, username, a new username.
New identity
provider. Yeah, so that's supposed to do it right there.
Okay.
And then res.send.
Is it send or redirect? Oh, okay.
It's just here. We're just going to send a message back. So the reason why it was just spinning is because we never wrote any code here.
Yeah, to actually do the.
Yeah, it just wasn't doing anything. Exactly what we told it. Okay, we're almost done here for today, at least. I think feels like it happened.
Wait, did it?
I don't know.
You could do a query in the or if you. I mean
if I go to the app, yeah. I think the app.
Log into the new app.
Not so much.
Okay. Last thing to check. Can you do in Cosmos? Can we look and see what happened? Because I have a hunch that maybe the hashing something didn't match up.
Is different. We can do. What can we do here? Well, first of all, let's just walk through this, John, and see if this actually. Because if this works, it'll just create those records over again, and I don't care. Oh, the app is crashed. What is going on? What is wrong?
Did it output something above?
Odd. Okay, so the debugger's attached.
Okay.
We got the breakpoint in. Let's do the whole flow. We're going to auth login. It's going to be like, cool, you're going to import these lists from this account to this account. We're like, yes, we're going to click import lists, and then we're going to hit the breakpoint. And then we've got our username, identity provider, right? That's all good.
Do you need to await that or anything? Is that an async?
Oh, that is an async.
Okay.
Let's drop this here.
Providing value, potentially.
Okay, so we're going to import. Okay, in the service, we're going to go in. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's no hash. I didn't put the hash in, so this is not going to match. Because I didn't put it in the EAD.
That was I was guessing that.
Yeah.
So you did do inserts, but they don't match anything.
I don't think it did any inserts. I think it actually just failed. So the query, the resources. Let's see if it gets this far. Yeah, best of build links.
Okay.
Actually, but it's not. It's for each. Yeah, that's right. For each item. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so we're pretty close here. Oh, John, hold on. I feel like we could just continue for one more minute. I can put hash in here, and we can actually test and see if this works, and then
so exciting.
Cry if it does. Move this out of here.
People are apparently watching football. We have Europeans that are sort of watching us, but are mostly watching football.
Oh, really? Yeah. What's like hand egg or football?
Actual football.
Actual real football? Whose side are you on, John?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that didn't answer your question, right? When I'm saying the Europeans are watching football, I mean they're watching, you know.
I know. Okay, just over here messing with secrets and stuff, and I'm gonna save that. Close this. Bring it on into Omeleteville. Close this, and
what's Omeleteville?
Oh, that's that old Justin Timberlake skit on SNL when he was like he was an omelet and he would sing outside the Omeleteville restaurant. He was like the mascot. You never seen this?
No, but speaking of Timberlake, he had quite the week.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Man. I'm glad that if that happened to me, no one would care.
Right.
Import. So yeah, auth, login. We are so close. I can
wait. You need the query history. You need all the passive providers.
Yeah, but it needs to tell me that.
Okay.
Let me see.
People are talking about cricket. Cricket happened. Apparently, the United States can play cricket too.
Yes, we do have a fairly good cricket team, as I understand, which probably makes Satya happy. Have you read his book, Hit Refresh?
Yes, when it first came out. I need to check it out again.
That book is half about cricket. I feel like.
Okay.
Like it's he really
been a
likes
while now since I read it.
Yeah. All right.
Import those lists. I feel like we need a progress button. You ever use those? It's like a button that actually displays a progress bar.
Oh, well, we can put a spinner in here or something.
There you
but
go.
Let's see. Oh, the debugger's not attached. And it just died. All right, hold on. Another thing we're not doing, though, is we're not doing... Everything has gotten so slow. Yeah, just thank you. I'm not reading the .env file. And I believe this just keeps crashing. It does. That's why the debugger isn't there.
Okay.
Let's try this again. Going back. Maybe this will still work.
Wow. Okay. Full Snabble did VLOOKUP. I heard it's all about XLOOKUP now, though. There's a new lookup in Excel.
All right, here we go, John.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going down into the service. The username is hashed. I want to put a breakpoint here just to make sure it actually gets created. There's a catch here.
Oh.
Failure true. What just happened? Entity with the specified ID already exists.
Because it's an upsert. Did we do an insert or an up? Oh.
The ID, we have to give it a new ID.
Yeah.
We should be able to do that fairly easily, though, right? We can just say, new item ID equals a GUID. GUID? New GUID? How do you do a GUID? GUID create? I don't know.
Not hash string. What are you doing, buddy?
No, how do you create a GUID in JavaScript?
I don't know. Make it do it.
What if we just clear out GUID.id? There is no. There's no GUID in JavaScript. What if we just clear it out? What if we're just like...
I think you still need... Oh, it'll create one.
Right?
I think so.
I think so. Let me look at what the format of the ID is.
Let's ask Copilot. I'm telling you. Put a comment there.
ID. Yes. It looks like this. Will that do it? Just resetting the ID? You know what? Let's just hold on, John. Wait. This it doesn't have to be this hard. Const new item equals item dot user ID.
Wait. Okay.
So this would be user ID, hashed user ID, hashed username. Vanity URL equals.
This looks like more work.
Yes, but it's explicit. Like, I like this.
Okay.
It needs to be like this, though. These are object properties. And then links. And then that's it. That's it. Do we add the identity provider? We do. Okay.
And the hash. Don't you need to set the hashed?
I am, right?
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. Okay.
We're creating a completely new item here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're safe from like messing with the original then somehow.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to put a breakpoint there. We're going to do the flow again. Auth login. I know we're over time. I apologize.
That's fine. Whatever. So what I worried about was that we were stepping on the Python pulse, but they're monthly and they're not today. And this is important. This is once this is done, we can actually migrate. We can do the thing. We can deploy. So exciting.
Just make sure our new item that's going in, everything is kind of really slow. I don't know why. 8 links, identity provider, user IDs hashed, best of build.
Best of build 2019.
Feels like it happened. No.
Okay, wait. Well, okay. What I'm thinking our next step is basically we need to check out in here, like run this in debug or whatever, find out what your hashed username is and match them.
Yeah.
I bet they're not going to match, and maybe our hashing libraries are operating differently.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, might be the hardest part here. All right. Well, that's enough for today. But
hey, this is solid. This is
we're close. If we can get this last detail, we're pretty much there.
So here's the thing: the old URL site, basically, we have 2 weeks,
and it just stops working. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, all right then. This is we have a deadline. Everybody needs a deadline. All right. I'm going to play us out, Burke.
All right. See you, chat. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, everybody. We had like 50-ish people watching the whole time. It was right. I mean, and have fun watching football.
Not too shabby.
Nope. Okay. It's time for, I'm going to do night driving.